Habaragani. Hello, everyone. I'm Celeste Johnson, and I remain excited about celebrating the Kwanzaa Festival this week. I call it a festival because it's a celebration for 7 days where we talk about principles and practices and culture and community and all of these wonderful things that really help us to grow and be better people. So, Habaragani, that's the greeting that if you're familiar with Kwanzaa, you know that we offer with one another, or it may have been written or text to you. And the response is whatever that principle is for the day. The principle for today, which is day 4, is Ujama, cooperative economics. That's what we're talking about today. And that merited this special recording that I'm doing because it's tied to the cooperative economics principles and practices. Before I go further, I do want to share this little brief story because I believe it sets the tone for it. And then I'm going to show you something that I put together that I'm really thrilled about. And I want you to participate and actually participate in the cooperative economics process, right? Okay, so when we talk about that principle, we really are talking about building and maintaining our own stores, our own shops, and other businesses so that we all profit in them together. There's a story about a man, he was a farmer or is a farmer out of Jamaica, and he mentioned his story was pretty interesting. It's that this principle of Ujama really crystallized in his mind when he thought about his fellow farmers who actually collaborated and helped to keep the local economy going. He said the counterparts were the drivers of the local economy because they were keeping their financial resources in their own community that helped them define their own economic future. He goes on and says, investing in ourselves and investing in one another is more important than investing in a larger entity because at the end of the day, the larger entity may take their money and go somewhere else. That's true. So investing in each other brings it back to one another and we keep our financial independence. That really is a great story to represent what this principle is today. With that thought in mind, as well as some of the other principles of Kwanzaa, being creative. Creativity is in a couple of days. We'll talk about that. Faith is another one that's really important that's coming up. A purpose is one tomorrow. When I think about all of those combinations of things, I put together something that really represents that. Something that is creative, something that really does affect my economy and the economy of others, something that works together with other people. And I want to show you what it is so you can participate as well. So let me get started and just show you this. It's called a Kwanzaa Everyday 2023 calendar. Now, let me pause here for a minute before I show you it, because as a speaker and a trainer, what I do for a living, I know, and you know, from years of experience, if you want to change something about yourself, you want to improve, you want to enhance, you want to develop a skill, or you want to develop a new persona or a new habit, you have to repeat it a few times because you got to move from where you are to where you want to go. So that repetition, seeing it again, saying it again, acting on it again and again until it becomes a part of you. With that in mind, I'm thinking Kwanzaa, okay, that's great. From Christmas, the day after Christmas, the 26th, through New Year's, that week, concentrated, we're talking about these principles and practices. What happens afterwards? We get into January and February, and the new year comes, and we're distracted and we forget about it. I'm saying let's take these principles and show it to ourselves throughout the year in a calendar. So every month we're focusing on one of the principles that we can start including in our own lives. So that's why I created Kwanzaa Everyday Calendar 2023. And I want to just give you a little insight on what it looks like. I think you're going to love it. I love it. It's really pretty amazing. Of course, I'm biased, right? So let's just go into showing you what it looks like. Kwanzaa Everyday 2023 desktop calendar. Now I say desktop, I don't mean on your computer desktop. I mean, it's actually on your desk. It's 4x6, so it's large enough to see the calendar and the principles and be reminded of them, but not to take up too much land space because you need to get your work done. Or you can put it on your on a bookshelf, or you can put it in your bathroom. You can put it on a dresser. You can put it wherever it makes sense for you. And you can get multiple ones. That's fine as well. But let me show you what it looks like. I'm going to break it down so you can see. Okay, so here's the cover, of course. Kwanzaa, a celebration of family, community, and culture. Those three words alone reminds us of what it's all about. And to keep those top of mind as we're going throughout the year is really important. Then we get into January. I love this picture. It takes all of the principles of Kwanzaa and it's shaped in the form of the continent of Africa. Isn't that cool? I love that. And then, of course, you have the calendar dates that can remind you where you need to be, what's going on. And then it gives you a message. In this instance, in January, we want to remind you of all of the principles that we talked about in December. And so it lists the principles every day of unity, of self-determination, of collective work, of cooperative economics, of purpose and creativity and faith. Those things we want to resonate in our brain over and over again. So January just gives you a great reminder of what we just did in the Kwanzaa week. Go into February and we have the Unity Cup, a beautiful Unity Cup. I love that. And it actually reminds you of Umoja, which is unity. And I love the quote because it's an African proverb that's pretty common, but it says, if you want to go quickly, go alone. Of course, you can go alone fast, but if you want to go far, go together. And that's what we're talking about, unity. And then, of course, in February, it's also the month of uniting as a couple and Valentine's Day. And so all of that is about togetherness and unity. And then we go into March. March is Kujajakalia, or self-determination. And this is really so critical that we define and we design and we craft and we message who we are. And we use our own self-determination in that regard. And I love the quote. It says, the rights of persons and peoples to determine their own destiny and their daily lives, and to live in peace and security and to flourish in freedom everywhere. This is a quote by the founder of Kwanzaa. So we just want to remember that as we're going through the month of March. And if you look at the picture, those corn, that Indian corn, it's representative also. Corn represents the different children in the family and growth in the future. And it's just a beautiful representation of that particular principle. And then we're going to go to April. April, we talk about Ujima. Ujima is collective work and responsibility. We talked about that yesterday. And that is really understanding and embracing and sharing the load, the problems and challenges of the people around you and in our community, and solving them together. Collective work, working your gifts, my gifts, coming together to resolve and move forward as a community, as a culture, as a people, as a nation. It's about doing that and the responsibility we have for not only ourselves, but for our neighbors and others, and for sustaining that going forward. I love that. So I remember a quote that Will Smith did years ago, and he said, if you're not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time. Your life will become better by making other lives better. And it's so true, because when you give, there's something that's wonderful that happens when you help other people. Right? I remember a quote that Les Brown often says. He says, you can't sprinkle perfume on someone else without getting a little bit on yourself. It is a part of really joining together, helping, making a difference, and getting the value of that as well on your side. So that's what we talk about in April. Then we go into May. May is my birth month, is my favorite month, of course. May 1st, write that down, or circle it on your calendar when you get yours in the mail. The idea of May is what we're talking about today, is Ujama, cooperative economics. And again, it is something about making something from scratch, or innovating something, or creating something, or starting a business, an enterprise. It could be cooking, could be whatever it is. And then people collaborating and helping you and supporting you, cooperating with you so that we can grow our businesses. There's nothing wrong with big box stores like Walmart and Target and other major stores, and we need them. And they, because how large they are, they can scale their products and the prices are low. We get that. And sometimes we really need to do that. But what I'm encouraging you here and what Kwanzaa is saying here, we need to support ourselves. We need to work, support Black owned businesses and minority owned businesses, people of color, so that we can grow. We can grow and eventually become, I don't know if we want to become a big box, but for sure be able to grow and sustain ourselves. And so this is where we have an opportunity to do that. And over the years, decades ago, other generations, they had Black Wall Street years ago when they didn't have nearly the amount of options that we have today, but they supported one another. Partly because they didn't have many choices before. We couldn't go to some of the other places, but we can choose to do that, and we can stop having one Starbucks one day and take that extra fund and put it on a product or service that we want to provide and support in our community. So keep that in mind. And then we go to June. June is about purpose. Nia, purpose. Love that. Again, I, as a speaker, I am all for really helping people identify what their purpose is, become clear, uncover it, and then grow it, groom it, and develop it, and then give that gift away. It is a gift. I truly believe that God gives us unique gifts and talents for us to develop and hone. And it's part of our purpose, what we're supposed to be contributing to the world. And we all want it to matter that we existed. So we talk about that principle here. If you have a purpose in which you can believe, oh my gosh, there's no end to the amount of things that you can do and what you can accomplish. That is something that Marian Anderson wrote years ago. So we want to be focused on purpose in June. Then we go into July. July is Kuumba, creativity. Yay! All of us have a level of creativity. Some people say, I'm not creative. Well, I beg to differ. Maybe you're not as creative or naturally creative, but we all have the capacity to create, to innovate, to come up with new ways of doing things, and putting that together and offering that to our friends, our loved ones, our kids, our family, our community, our businesses. Yes. And so the idea here is, one of the quotes I put together is, at the foundation of creativity is service. When we create things, even if there's art, we want people to admire. It's others that are involved. We serve others through what we do, what we create. It's about using the fabric of life that was given to us to design something that we can leave the world when we leave. And that's a really important part. So we want to use that creativity, and we'll talk about that through the month of July. August. This is a big one. Imani, faith. Faith is important, it's critical. Yes, without faith, it's impossible to please the Lord. That's what the Bible says, my favorite book. Faith is the first factor in life. It is devoted to service. Without faith, nothing is possible. But with faith, nothing is impossible. Oh my gosh, I tell you, faith in God is the greatest power. And I suggest that be the first one that you develop, but also having faith in yourself, faith in your community, faith in your children, believing in them, talking and speaking life into them because you believe and you have faith in them. You know that they can do what they know they may be hesitant to do, but they have the capacity. We have to have faith. And so we want to resonate and do that and focus on that in the month of August and in the month of September. It's such a powerful principle that we reinforce it. And I love this statement that James Baldwin shared with us when he was alive. He said, the moment we break faith with one another, the sea engulfs us and the light goes out. Faith, it doesn't look very bright going forward in that relationship or beyond. In October, we get into just really acknowledging all of the principles we've had already and celebrated. And we want God to go before us, beside us, and in our rear guard as well, as we look to incorporate and become more of these principles in our life every day. So we'll do that in October. November, we come and we look at all of the many symbols of Kwanzaa. You can see the unity cup. You can see the red, black, and green colors. Gift giving is represented there. The Kanara with the candles. All of those are there. And we're reminded, Maya Angelou reminds us, that we all should know that the diversity makes us a rich tapestry. It is wonderful. And we must understand that all of the threads of the tapestry are equal in value, no matter what color or where they come from. So We want to embrace those pieces. And I'll pause here for a moment because we know that Kwanzaa was designed, created with the African American community in mind. It was in 1966 in response to the Watts riot. Yes, and we wanted to bring the community back together, help us to rebuild our economics, and help us to rebuild our culture and our connectivity and our cooperation and all of that. That is true, and we should do that in our community. But it should be done in all communities. It's universal principles. They are those that will work no matter who you are or where you come from. So remember, we do live in a diverse world and we want to share these principles with others as well. And then we're back into December 2023, where we are looking at a stamp that was honored by Kwanzaa was honored with a stamp by the United States Postal Service many years ago. I think there's a couple of them out there actually. And we will be heading back into Kwanzaa at the end of this month, where we will be reminded that it's all about uniting people and building collaboration and prospering and the impact that we can make and the creativity that we can express and the belief that we have in ourselves and one another and in the God that we love and serve. It's so exciting that we will definitely celebrate then. And we'll be looking forward to having the 2024 calendar that we're prayerfully will be prepared by that time. So let me tell you how you can get your copy. We want you to get your copy today. I'm asking you to help me to cooperate with me and my economy as well as yours. And this is what you get in the package. Each calendar, you get a set of 12 beautiful photos. I just showed them to you. They represent the principles and practices and quotes that can inspire you throughout the entire year, every single day. In addition to that, you will receive that black frame. It's got a glass on it so that it's you can sit it on your desk or you can hang it on the wall. So that comes as part of the package. And in addition to that, every single set that's of calendars that are bought, I will be donating to the Feed America so that 20 meals will be out of every calendar purchase. So 20 meals people will be able to eat as a result of your investment in this calendar. So I'm asking you to purchase at least one. Buy one for yourself, buy one for your family, your member, your friend, your colleagues at work. One of my colleagues is buying one for her mother-in-law. Say yes, that's really great. So in order to do that, you want to use this link that's here. It's https:// bit.ly/2023 Kwanzaa Cal. Kwanzaa with the K, C is capitalized as well. And bit.ly is case sensitive. So I'm going to say it again. I will put it in the link below, but it's https:// bit.ly/2023 capital KWANZAA for Kwanzaa, capital CAL for calendar. Put that in there. Purchase yours today. Get it right away so that I can get it out to you all and you can have it in the beginning of January. So I appreciate you and I thank you in advance for participating in this. My goal is to sell 100 of these before the end of the year. 100. I only have a couple more days to do it. So 100, because that means there's 100 people out there that are being reminded of these principles and they're starting to live it. And hopefully, like a ripple effect, more and more people will get it and more people will be positively impacted by it. It all starts with you. So purchase yours today. https:// bit.ly./2023 Kwanzaa Cal. Okay, I got that all in. Thank you so much. I just want to thank you in advance, and I ask you to help me, help you, help others eat, and you, of course, will feel great about doing the work. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. God bless. Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're talking about faith. I think it's purpose. Purpose is tomorrow. Nia is tomorrow. Purpose. And I have a special little thing I'm doing. I'm going to have an actual, a vision board happy hour. Oh, some of you might want to participate in that. So make sure you check in 12 noon. I'll be live. So make sure you're doing that. And the rest of the week, I'm going to finish out Kwanzaa every day, different principle. Get your calendar today. I look forward to hearing you later. Okay, bye-bye. Hearing from you later. Bye-bye for now. Woohoo!